What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today it is time to work on my 318 Ti, the red one that I have. I have two. I have a silver one and I have a red one. Quick little backstory on this car. So I ended up trading my buddy Jordan a bunch of parts for this car. Everything is immaculate on it except the front end needs to be repainted, and then the motor doesn't run. We've kind of narrowed it down to some sort of low compression. It has low compression across the board, so we're thinking that someone tried to do like a head gasket on it and didn't go very well. So today we're gonna go ahead and get it into the shop. We're gonna actually try to retime the motor, which I've never done before, so we're gonna try it out. Try the retiming, see if that does anything, and kind of go from there. Let's get started. Alright, I got this E36 in the shop. It's definitely hard pushing that car up that hill by myself. Let me go ahead and show you the current state of the engine bay on this thing. Overall, this car's really clean. However, I think someone has done a head gasket job on this car and actually probably did it incorrectly. It's probably why it's out of time. Either that or the motor's just kind of junk. So we have been in here before trying to diagnose why this thing won't actually start. We've narrowed it down to low compression. I think it has like 20 PSI across the board. We're either thinking it's probably out of timing or something else is drastically wrong. This valve cover is just kind of sitting on here right now. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. That way we can get a good look at the cams. And I did go ahead and buy the cam tools to set the timing for these engines. It was like 35 bucks on eBay. I haven't even opened it, so hopefully this is the right one. I haven't done this before, so it's gonna be a bit of a learning experience for all of us. Got the valve cover off. Next thing I'm gonna go ahead and do is take off all this front radiator stuff here in this front kind of timing chain cover. That way I can go ahead and get to the timing chain. I think it's the tensioner, the bolt, and then we'll be able to adjust in these gears. And I don't really know what I'm doing. I looked up a YouTube video on my phone. I'll probably link that down in the description if you want to check that out if you're trying to do this to your E36. I'm trying to follow that as close as I can, and that way we can get it right and go from there. A little bit of an update. I think I have everything going on the right track to be perfectly timed. So there is actually a timing pin that goes through like the back of the block into I think the flywheel, holds everything in timing as far as the crankshaft goes, and then I have the two little blocks on the camshafts on the head that will hold those in place. Right now I'm putting the cam gears back on. I'm praying that everything is lined up. That way we go and do a compression test and see if we gained or lost any compression. Like I said before, we had like 20 PSI across the board, which could be a lot of different things, maybe like valves, seals, and stuff like that. But this is the first place to start before we start tearing it apart completely and redoing it or getting another motor out of the junkyard and just dropping it in. We're gonna do a little compression test. So it looks like we got about 67. Let's try another cylinder. Alrighty guys, I got everything back together. The compression test, I only showed you the first one, the compression test. So the first one was about 75, the second one was like 30 or 40, and then 3 was about the same as 2, but then 4 was about the same as 1. So, I don't know, maybe it's because it's cold, maybe it'll read higher if it's warm. I don't know what these normally read at. I'm sure probably 100 at least. So we're not sitting in the best position right now with this engine, but nonetheless, we're gonna actually try to start this thing again, see if there's any sort of sign of it trying to start. That means the retiming I did actually helped, because before it would just crank and nothing would happen. It seemed like it didn't have fuel, but well, it had fuel. We know it has fuel for sure. And even we sprayed some starch fluid and we still got nothing. So let's go ahead and give it a shot and put you on the tripod. Fingers crossed. See what happens. I'm gonna go ahead and scan the engine codes if it has any. I'm not sure if it has any or not. I'm gonna get the scanner out and see if that tells me anything why it's not starting. Well, it's not starting, it's not wanting to start. There's 0 codes to it. So that means it doesn't know that it's like hurting. I'm surprised there wasn't a code for like the MAF because I did have that unplugged and I just plugged it back in. It should make a huge difference. It should try to start. I don't know, this car's really been kind of giving us some issues with trying to get it to run. We've never actually had it running. Someone has definitely been in the engine before. All the bolts are turned. We know they've been in there before, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do now. I'm probably gonna call it a night and I'll check back in with you guys some other time. Well, it's sad to say this car actually needs an engine. It's a couple days later. She's been parked here for quite some time now, and we've put her back here, and this is probably where she'll stay. My final thoughts on this car, overall it's really straight. However, it needs an engine, and also I have this E36, I have this E36, and I have 2 more inside the shop. So with that being said, I'm probably gonna end up trying to sell that car. I know it's kind of cool and it's clean, but I just have so many E36s that I really need to get rid of one, at least one. That way I can focus on the barn find build and get to turboing that, because I know I've been throwing that around for quite some time, and I really want to turbo that car. So sadly, that car will probably be it for sale. I'm gonna sell it for something pretty cheap. I don't know, I might throw it up for like $1,000, $1,200, and see if someone wants it. It needs an engine, but it is clean and kind of rare as far as the TI and the Club Sport interior. I don't know, I might change my mind, we'll see. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you think I should sell that? Or do you think I should build it? I do have another 318 Ti. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and that thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.